this off here and here.
Time to put the 890 setup back in.
Married with Dragsters on Competition Plus TV, presented by Armor Coat Ceramic Header Coating. Beat the heat with Armor Coat. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School. Earn your license or just have fun. By RacingRVS, the place to shop, swap, and sell your racing RV. And by Moser Engineering, the leader in high-performance rear-end components.
Found that the CO2 bottle is laying sideways, and there's CO2 liquid in there that creates the CO2 gas that we use on the throttle stop and the shift. And with it being horizontal like this, we think that when it's going off and on the throttle, it's actually sucking liquid instead of gas, which is causing our throttle stop to be inaccurate. In other words, it's not working the same every time. And so we decided that we would go ahead and change out bottles. We wanted to put a bigger bottle on anyhow. We also found that this was loose here where it goes into the bottle, creating a leak, because we've always had a leak with this setup. We have been fighting a throttle stop problem with this car ever since we got it. It was not consistent like the other car, and we believe the fact that the bottle was laying sideways like this, and it's supposed to be straight up and down horizontal, or I mean vertical instead of horizontal. And so we're going to put the bigger bottle in up here in the foot box area and set it upright. We will have to take the pan off to turn it up and on, but it'll be just a better setup all the way around. And we hope the throttle stop will become consistent again, so Kathy can actually dial the car and go out and kick some butt. I need a big pair of
Well, the pass on Sunday at Bud's Creek when I ran top drags. First thing, you know, up in the staging lanes and the way IHRA pairs, we play cards, and it's fine. I actually like the way that they do that. And it's a little bit different though when you're in top dragster, because lane choice goes to the quicker dialed car. I'm up there by myself because we only have one crew person, and ended up having to run the guy in front of me. I have no idea what he's dialed, which is you know, fine. You come around the corner and look up at the board and you hope that everything's right. But honestly, you need to know what they're dialed. You go ahead and have it in the box, be ready, make your decisions on what you want to do, that type of thing, and know whether or not you get lane choice. Well, I'm dialed a 43. Finally find out after I yelled through my helmet, the guy's dialed a 56. I'm like, hey! He's already pulled over in the left lane. I'm like, trying to let him know, it's like, that's the lane I wanted. Kevin thinks I might have been a little flustered, which is why I went 001 red. No, I wasn't flustered. I was just really dialed into the tree because it took him a while to stage, and I was just really dialed into the tree. Should be just like that every time. And I had even put 13 more in the box. And my 60-foot was about the same as it passed before, and the car fell off a little bit. So there you have it. Now we're at Grand Bend. Changed my wing side plates out again. As you can see, we've already been doing some stuff up here. Maybe we can get this throttle stop to work the way it's supposed to.
With Kathy running top dragster, we didn't want to get too close together. Looking back now, we should have got as close as we could, but John had to try to help her and then come back and push me, and we had to get everything going, and it was a lot for one person to do. but they were taking so long and pairing everybody up ahead of staging. I didn't get to start mine like I normally would, put heat in the motor, and we got pushed clean up into the water box. And the guy, as soon as like front wheels hit the water box, he goes ahead and does his burnout, and then backs up and lights the light. Well, then I do my burnout, and I back up and go to stage, and might have come in trying to build some heat in the motor. I probably had the RPMs a little high going to line, set the tranny brake, the car rocked forward on me. So right away I tried pushing harder on the button to save the round, and kind of 64 light and just couldn't get there. Couldn't catch him. It didn't want to run the number. So it was a combination of a lot of different things happening. But you know, hopefully we can get IHRA to get their crap together at the head of staging and get these fast cars paired up a little sooner so we can go through our routine, because consistency is everything in drag racing, and it kind of got bent over on that one.
RacingRV is the place to shop, swap, and purchase your new RV.
Apologize for the lightning strike. Mother Nature apologizes about that. But you can pick up now here our first pickup on the starting line. Working there until we can get
Looking good. We plugged that in because we already got the gauge through here on the dash, and then our line will come in here. So the way this is going to mount, hopefully we're not too tall. Once I turn it, pull that clamp up some, tighten her down, and I'll put auxiliary clamp around here just to kind of hold it snug, and we'll be rocking. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and turn the power on. Then I'm going to pressurize. Tell me what the gauge says. Power on?
Yeah. 950 pounds. 975 pounds.
Okay.
Yep.
Over the other side so I can read the regulator.
11 on the wrong side.
We're not reading anything. Do you have throttle? Okay, so we're not getting no air. Now check your throttle.
Got some now.
Okay, I'm gonna set it at 100 pounds.
Matter of fact, it feels. Is there some reason why it should feel tighter?
Just more air pressure.
Wow. Here, while I was in here, I might as well change the box and everything over, because last time I ran it was top Dragster. So time to put the 890 setup back in.
Okay, go wide open throttle. Okay, go ahead and make the throttle stop work. Pretty quick. Do it again. That looks good.
You know, all that stuff that we did last year at Martin at some of our last races, it just worked like this to start with. Maybe this is the answer. I certainly hope so.
I believe we got it. We got you.
Where the Hawley is spitting gas out of it. Every once in a while. Had a little problem last attempt.
What was the fuel pressure?
Didn't look at it. All I see was that spitting and
Okay, well, let's see what the fuel pressure is.
that one too.
Okay.
Got it. About 7.5, it went up and it come down just a little bit and come right back up.
So what was it needs to be? Grab a wrench and set up. We need to set it right at 7 back. I don't know why the fuel pressure keeps moving around in this thing.
Married with Dragsters, brought to you by Armor Coat Ceramic Header Coating, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, RacingRVS, and by Moser Engineering on Competition Plus TV.
Clay Millican driver, the Parts Plus Liquid MPG Top Fuel Dragster. Race day rituals, don't really have none, but Steve Tucker, Vice President of Parts Plus, he has a few here and there. The last couple races we've had a really good go at it, semifinals, and he thinks that the secret weapon is my child-size Superman underwear. I really don't think it has nothing to do with it, but hey, who's going to argue with the man of steel? If I keep winning rounds, I'll keep wearing them. Steve Tucker, you're a mean man.
No wonder it didn't sound right.
Yeah.
That's what you call a broken header.
Yeah.
All right, guys, rolling in to lanes 1 and 2.
Glad we found it. At least we should have time to get it fixed. Hopefully. Well, give me a 7/16 and 3/8 and 9/16. Pull this puppy out. Wow. That is weird. I knew I wasn't getting any. Just sounded dead on this pipe, and I touched it, and I'm like, I'm not getting anything. But, well, no wonder. That is weird. Never seen anything like that before. Not on this. No wonder the car slowed down.
Yeah.
Wow. Wished I would have seen that.
Yep.
I could have fixed it at the shop.
Couple things. I think we're gonna have to cut this off here, because we cannot get this flange up to the header. To be able to get this, weld this back together. Then, besides that, you'll have to weld this first again, because this is cracked all the way from there around here. I can get that without having to do this, but it would definitely be easier if it wasn't there. Well, it's going to have to be, because there's no way we're going to be able to squeeze that together. That's less than back, I think. Yeah. Well, with the pressure, then, you know, it just tweaked this. Okay. He said it's fine to cut it here and here until we can get off this and get this back straight. Okay. Do you have a hacksaw? We got a die breaker. Hacksaw would be less in the area. We got a 3-inch die. I've got a cutoff blade in here too. I can go that way. Yeah, that's the way we do it. Okay. So, you know, you want these like at an angle so they meet this? Yeah, that's cool. They look the same? Yeah. Whatever works good, looks good. I'm on to that. After you cut at, let's see, maybe we can squeeze it together. Maybe we only have to do one. There you go. In fact, once we clean that up, we can probably get it a lot closer for you.
Sure.
Down here, it looks like it kind of bedded in. You know how it's kind of real jagged?
Right.
In racing, time is everything. Traditional AN fittings can strip, over-tighten, or you can forget to tighten. Save time with Jiff-tite Quick Connect fluid fittings that connect and disconnect in seconds. Jiff-tite, plumbing simplified.
He was all stirred up from them QSD's brownie griddle cookies with a 002 light, 886 and a 9. So it looks like Kathy ran into trouble.
So we got up there kind of late because we were running behind on some stuff. Forgot to fill the primer bottle. So she didn't want to fire up, and then we needed to throw it on the charger. Yeah, we're freaking rookies or something. Get up there, still plenty of time. Make the pass, don't have a whole lot of heat in the motor, but that's kind of been the general thing for this car lately. So I figured it'd run just fine. Go up, idle's a little low. So it was a little different staging from when it was like almost $2,000. And launched the car, was a little late hammering down, goes to bang high gear, and it was the oddest sensation. It was just like it just didn't go anywhere. Couldn't really tell if something sounded like it broke. It was almost hard to remember if the car shut off or I shut it off or whatever, because I'd had some issues many years ago where when we used an electric shift noid, it would go to shift and blow the fuse. And I knew it wasn't like that. All my power was still on, so I shut it off, went over to the side. After they pushed me off the track, I get out of the car and I look back down, and the bumper on the shift, the air shift piece just came off of my hand. So I'm not sure if I got stuck between first and second, but if you watch the run and you look back at the tag, it goes well past the shift. It's supposed to shift 7,200 is what it's set up for. It went to 7,600, then whatever it was happened. Then the tack keeps going on around. Never seen anything like that before in my life. Hammer down, launch, on the stop, up, and then it just cuts off. If it pulled some power away or got stupid over here or something.
Basically, after we found the other header tube was completely blown out on cylinder 1 and cracked on 3, I'm like, well, I better check the other side. And sure enough, number 2, which is the front cylinder on this side, and number 4 were both cracked. So we took it down to the good people down there at Miller Welding, the jet people, and had them go ahead and weld that up too, which they did a fantastic job, and I believe it will get us through for this weekend until we can have Borla make us a couple new sets of headers for Norwalk. I'd like to give special thanks to Chuck Drath of Coletta Motorsports in helping us get this accomplished. Thanks, Chuck. Normally I'd run some of the fuel out when I shut down for the day, but we found that we need to drain the fuel out of the carb to make sure that we don't have any issues, and that's what we are doing. Normally we would fire the motor up and let it run without the fuel pump running, which would drain a lot of fuel out, and then we'd go ahead and drain the excess that was left. But this track up here at Grand Bend has 11 p.m. curfew, and we definitely abide by that. So we're just going ahead and draining the alcohol out of the carb for that reason. And Ron's been doing a fantastic job as our crew, assistant manager for the shop, performance by Fisher, and up here to Canucky Land, as we call it, Canada, and crewing for us and doing a fantastic job. Look at the camera, Ron. Say hello.
Hello.
We're gonna rock tomorrow.
That's right.
Promotional considerations for Married with Dragsters provided in part by these fine companies: RacingRVS, Crew Chief Pro Software, Ohio Crankshaft, Borla Exhaust, American Race Cars, Abruzzi Racing Transmissions and Converters, and by K&N Engineering. Coming up next on Married with Dragsters.
That's been the problem the whole damn time.
You were only 4 thousandths of a second different.
That's pretty consistent.
Take that.